Hi, I'm Angela, and I'm the founder of Ways to Wellbeing, a trauma therapy service. What I want to do today is talk a little bit about trauma and the treatment of it. Whenever people have an overwhelming event, something that's too much for them to handle, a near-death experience, a serious medical illness, domestic violence, being abused as a child, it leaves a permanent mark. It changes who they are and how they develop. People turn towards fear. They start to feel like, I can't keep myself safe. I don't know what to do. They might turn to anger and say, I'm going to hurt other people before they hurt me. Some people begin to feel like, who can I trust? Who can I turn to? How do I know things like this won't continue to happen or this won't happen again? So when the trauma happens, there's all these effects, all these impacts. People are impacted because the beliefs they have about themselves are shattered, are changed. The basic beliefs of feeling safe, feeling stable, feeling like help will be there when I need it. And I want to change that. Whenever I tell people, I do trauma work, they say, why? That's so yucky. And I say, because it matters. Because people's healing matters. It matters to the individual who's struggling, it matters to their family, it matters to their community. And all of us live in a community where there is trauma. There is domestic violence. There is child abuse. There's people who are struggling, fighting for their lives. There's all the helping professionals who might have vicarious trauma. It's the people who come in, the paramedics, who come in to save people, to help people, to make it through. Well, all of us live in this community, this world that's full of trauma. How many of us live in a community where there's a trauma healing center? Unless you live in Toronto or another big part of North America, the chances probably you don't. I've looked a lot of places and I've noticed, the help just isn't there when it's needed. It's just not there. The funding isn't there. There are a lot of big kind of organizations that say, yes, we offer free trauma therapy. And I thought, wow, amazing. And then I go in and they say, but we have a 6-month wait list. But we can only see clients every month or every other month or every 2 or 3 months. And I say, okay, so how can people heal? Because we know that trauma heals in relationships. It heals in safe, stable, predictable relationships. It heals when the person has a safe place to tell their story. The person is heard and acknowledged, and they're encouraged to journey through in a safe, predictable, stable, contained way. So it's not really possible if you only see your therapist every 2 or 3 months. That's no therapeutic relationship. That's no relationship at all. It's just kind of seeing a stranger occasionally and seeing how things go. And what I kind of think is, it's too bad because I've seen so many people heal under the right conditions. So many people come in after seeing horrific stuff, after seeing their parents hurt each other really badly, after seeing people they love die. And I kind of say, let's understand how this impacted you. Let's talk about those nightmares. Let's talk about that pain in your body. Let's talk about that racing heart. Let's talk about those things. Let's step away from the secrecy. Let's step away from the avoidance. Because when people are holding on to secrets, when people are avoiding, they turn to addictions. They turn to eating disorders. They turn to whatever they can just to keep that below the surface. A lot of people are on a lot of medication to keep a lot of things inside that don't need to be, that really need to be healed. So what would it look like? What would it look like if in our community, if in the world around us, within a few hour drive, there was a place people could go to talk, a place people could go to heal? We would have a lot healthier communities. Instead of the tragedies that are coming up now where people are dying, instead of the tragedies where we're hearing on the news, another person murdered, human trafficking, all these things. We think it's not out of nowhere. It's a person who's hurt, a person who doesn't have the skills to manage the relationships around them. A person who hurts other people so they don't get too close. A person who's just so angry because their pain, their hurt, their fear was never acknowledged. If we had trauma therapy centers, ways to well-being centers, scattered across North America. People would have a place they could go when they were in pain, when they were hurting. They would have a place to go where people could teach them the skills they need to navigate relationships, teach them about their rights, teach them they don't have to be with someone who hurts them. A lot of people who come to me, I've had multiple violating relationships, and they say, I never knew I had the right to say no. I never knew I had the right to walk away. I've never been able to say what I need. That could be completely different. It doesn't have to be that way. Skilled, trained therapists make all the difference in people's lives. And once the impact of the trauma is healed, then people go back to their families, back to their communities, and there's a ripple impact of the healing. Not only has the person who's come to therapy healed, that person, usually a parent, something like that, can then teach their children to regulate their emotions. They can be present. They can let loose. They can play. Things that someone who's really struggling with trauma really can't do. They can hear their child. They can meet that child's needs. So the cycle of finding a domestic violence partner, the cycle of hurting other people, doesn't continue. Because those children now have the skills to break that cycle. Trauma passes from one generation to the next generation until someone's brave enough to heal. Until someone takes that step and says, you know what? I matter. This isn't going to continue. It's not okay. And when they do, families heal, communities heal. People who've healed from trauma want so badly to make a difference. They want to change things. I have people in my office saying, I wish I could share my healing. I wish I could share what I know now with other people who are struggling with the same thing. Because, it doesn't have to go the way things went for me. I never knew that healing was possible. And I know at the end of a lot of videos, there's kind of a take-home message, but not this one. This one, I want to put a call to action. I want people to comment. I want people to email me, Angela, at waystowellbeing. I want people to like. I want people to share. And I want people to make it known that trauma therapy and access to trauma healing matters to them. This is something people care about. This isn't just an issue you can brush off the table. This isn't just something you can say, their problem. Because it's not their problem. It's everyone's problem. So please like, share, comment. Let me know if you have questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And I wish you healing. Have a great day.